I was talking to the bus driver. He was like such a Kerry man. His name was Paddy. When he came out to the airport, he was like, "Welcome to Kerry, right? You know what my only issue with Cork is?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "It's full of Cork people." You told me that we met years ago, and then I was locked, and I went on a spiel of like, "No, we're all Irish. We all need to." I was like trying to unite us.
We all need to be the same fight. You don't need to be the independent capital of Cork. We all need to stay together.
Yeah.
My name is Iona, and I am in Cliffords.
My name is Paul, and I am in Madra Salach.
This is like between two friends.
Exactly. Are you Zach Galifianakis? And I feel like we should have a group name now.
We should have a group, and we are
two horrible cunts.
Between two birds.
Between two birds, yeah.
Yeah, we're the spin-off band.
Very good. The super group.
Yeah, the super group.
We're McBusted now.
Man, that's the English industry's wet dream.
What a cash cow, that's what it is.
Do you see McBusted and McFly have done a show now where they actually battle on stage, where they've two bands, and it's selling it so well.
They've killed McFly. McFly bludgeoned to death on stage in the yellow Alexander
Physically
Palace.
fought each other.
I wanted to ask you about, specifically I was thinking about, you sent me the video for My Favourite Monster, but I wanted to ask you about this song, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen clips of you where you kind of like talk about what that song's about.
Yeah.
And am I right in saying it's like someone you knew? Kind
of. The interesting thing about My Favourite Monster is I think I've kind of made myself a character of the story that's maybe not even true anymore.
Okay, yeah.
That like initially what happened when I wrote it is there was this person I knew, and it's just like some guy I was kind of friends with around Cork, almost like in the kind of music scene where like, you know, someone you just know about town. And we got on really well, but then we kind of would...
We're closed.
McBusted, McFly show like that.
If you're not talking McBusted, we don't want to know about it.
But we kind of like... I liked him, but I kind of didn't at the same time, and I knew he had the exact same thing to me. And I kind of behind his back would be like, "Oh, I fucking like that fucking guy, and he's this and he's that." But then for some reason, I remember thinking like,
I'm getting a kick out of this.
Something about that where I would walk into Cork, and if I ran into him, and he'd be like, and I know he didn't like me, and he knows I didn't like him. He'd be like, "Do you want to sit down for a coffee?" And we would.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really understand why, but I was kind of thinking after a while, I was like, I kind of think we're more alike. And the reason I don't like him is that kind of the parts I don't like in myself. And I'd never really want to get too close to him, but we're kind of like, so I was kind of thinking about hatred rather than just something that this person's fucking fucked me up and is horrible to me or whatever. It's just this kind of weird thing of like...
And so does this guy know that this song's
I don't know.
Because what I wanted to ask is that sometimes I'm like, I'll write something and I'll be like, "Oh, I can't release that." Like, that's like, I'll get a fucking libel case, you know what I mean? Like... Were you worried about that? Were you concerned about that?
No, because I kind of thought what I've really enjoyed now is every like man in a band in Cork has like by proxy sent a text to a friend to be like, "Can you text Iona and see if it's me?" And like everyone, like I've gotten so many texts being like.
It's more embarrassing than if you're like, "No." Not at all.
But I'd be like, "Oh," they'd be like, "Oh, they've been just saying they're like really convinced it's them." And I'm like, well, that's more to do with you than it is to do. And then I'd be
Absolutely.
like, no, I like you.
Yeah, there's also, that's so funny. It's like, I almost written a song about an awful cunt, you know, and all roads lead to me. It just has to be me.
It just has to be me. But, so I think it's funny, and I like doing I don't really do the spiel at the start, because I think it's become this thing, because the crowd react better to when you're like, "Fuck this cunt, I hate him."
Yeah.
Rather than the more nuanced, this takes
exactly,
20 minutes to like...
It's actually quite complicated. Fuck that guy.
Sit down and be like, "Well, actually, I think there's parts of myself that I realise."
Have you ever found yourself, sometimes I'm just such like a natural attention whore and people pleaser that like...
Huge.
So that's why we do this.
Yeah.
And not because of any love for music.
No.
Just attention.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. If we're doing a show in Dundalk, whatever I think is going to get a reaction out of the crowd, if I'm like, "Fuck Drogheda," you know what I mean? There's no reason. And if I was in Drogheda, I'd be like, "Fuck Dundalk." I was like, "Yeah." Just anything.
I'm ready for
like Michael Scott level, just like whatever people want to hear. Do you find, because I've been like, "Rain that in, Paul, you stupid bastard."
Yeah. I'm horrible because I don't know how you feel when you're performing. 'Cause again, everyone's always saying to me like, "Oh, you're such a confident performer. Like, you must have a thing." When I'm performing, most of the time, I'm like, "They fucking hate you."
Do you
sometimes.
really?
Because if I don't get the right thing as a crowd, I think it's my fault for some reason.
Yes.
But I think I'm really getting through it now, where I'm like trying to stop. But I had it for a long time, where I'd be like, "Oh, you're not putting on the right show that they want to see."
Yeah.
And then I kind of get into the fuck Drada. I would never say fuck Drada.
Yeah, I actually never said fuck Drada. So I think the thing that I've had to notice is that like, I'll want to really see. Like, I'm happy if a crowd is like active. I can see them actively enjoying it. But like, if you went and found like the most moving gig that I had ever been to and looked at me, I was just like, the whole time.
It's so
Do you know what I
true,
mean?
though, isn't it?
I was like, so you could have a room full of people looking at you like that, and it doesn't mean that you're shit. Like, I remember if people are talking, that's when you're fucked. Do you know what I mean? That's when
that's the one.
because if you've lost them then.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you just have to get used to people like, especially our slower tunes.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's tough though, because like I stopped being like, I used to do solo and I stopped doing solo because I couldn't like deal with like just that.
Totally.
For so, even
Did you
though
not
it
have a
is-
band? Like it was
No, it's
literally
just me.
yourself.
But I found it too like stripping and like revealing. But the West Cork crowd, they're also arty. I did a show in Levis's once, and between like each song, they kind of don't clap. They just say thank you.
Oh, fuck you.
I was like, get me. I kind of loved it now, but at the time I was like, oh, I'm gonna.
Thank you! Like 300 people.
Very much.
But yeah, the one that I get a kick out of is we're doing more shows in London now, and like it's like, they'll be like,
oh,
thank you so much.
Are you amazing?
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you. It's like, it's okay. No, I just wanted to thank you.
It's like they're apologising.
I'm getting paid for this.
For something else as well. Like.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know. It's nice. I don't mean to be cynical, but like.
I know what you mean though. I have to ask you. I love all your songs.
Thank you.
Very, very big fan. And I think for me, I remember. I've talked to loads of people about this as well, like way too many people that I want to admit because I'll be an embarrassing fangirl. But like, The Man Who Seeks Pleasure, when I heard that song, I was convinced it was a cover. I was like, it physically can't be possible that this young person who has like TikTok probably wrote this song. Like someone who's seen AI shouldn't be able to write that song.
Thanks.
Or like a Last Mary, like do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is like a song that was written hundreds of years ago and it's really beautiful. They've done a nice rendition of it. And then I said it to someone and they're like, no, they wrote that song. And I was just like blown away.
Thank you.
From so many, it's so, I don't know, I can't even describe it. It is one of those moments where you watch it live and it just kind of brings you into a different dimension, I think, in a way.
Thank you.
That's not right.
Yeah, it was like, to be honest, I don't know how we wrote that tune. That tune was like so not like anything else I've written before or since, and it was like the line. I think I was just drunk. Like, you know, do you like scribble in your notes app?
Always.
And then you're like the next morning, you know that Cillian Murphy clip where he's like, "He who seeks an end to love." You know what I mean? Like most of the time, it's like that. It's like, oh my god, this is drivel. This is nonsense. Like, but obviously you just fucking keep doing it, and sometimes you'll get something good. So I just wrote that about like, I guess it's pretty obvious what it's about, but like the self-injurious nature of pleasure-seeking activities, and I just had that line. I was like, that's a good line. I don't know how I'll use it. And then me and Jack Martin sat down for one of the first times to be like, let's see if we can. Guys, please! I'm talking about my art.
You know, with Buster dead. Leave us alone.
When me and Jack Martin first sat down to like write, he started playing the guitar, and we just sat down, and that song just happened. And then it was like we were like, whoa, let's get a video, let's get a voice note of that. And then it's kind of been like untouched. We've been like, we never really sat down and wrote it, which is just mad. It was like it just kind of came out of us. Not to sound corny. And I don't know if I'll ever do it again.
I think I have
honest.
that with so many songs. I've seen like Sinead O'Connor talk about it before on a podcast, and it's so true, and it sounds so, again, it's like the wankiest thing to say, but what Sinead would say is that, like, you know, she's so spiritual that songs would just come to her, like, kind of through God in a way.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, sometimes I write a song and it's fully formed, and I'll have to wait months.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like it all comes out in one go, and
Yeah.
then other songs you have to really try hard at and work at, and you have to go back to it. But then the ones that I really like is they just happen, and you kind of don't know if it's going to happen again.
Like, the thing, again, I'm really conscious of how it sounds to say this, but, oh, yeah, it sounds really, really wanky. But, like, sometimes it's like you feel like a vessel for a tune.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Is that really embarrassing?
It is embarrassing, but it
sometimes-
is true.
But like that's how I feel. I was like, Jesus, I didn't even feel like that was mine.
I have that with, I write songs and I'm like, well, I didn't, and people ask you about it and I'm like, well, I
Jesus,
don't think I really
know.
wrote that,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
sure I did.
I think it's like dreaming. I think it's like you get. I think you get an insight into, because like when we were like, you know, you're writing all these tunes and you're not consciously. Being like, let's stick with a theme, but then you look back and you're like, oh fuck, all these themes keep coming up.
Everything, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that as well, because like you, one of the things that I always strive for, that I think that you do so well, is like, that there's no hint of your lyrical content being contrived. You know what I mean? Ever. And I feel like you're really good at like leaning into your vulnerability and bringing that into the tunes.
Yeah.
And like, is that something that you consciously try to keep up, or do you
Yeah.
just default to that? Like,
Do you know what, I think I do default to it, but what happened, I think, recently was I lost it for a bit, because I was kind of, I think I'm like, not even a vulnerable person, I'm like a shell of it. Like, I'm like, I've said it before, like I sometimes feel like a bit of a glass person, where like everything that happens I feel so much, which means I feel really good things really a lot, I feel really sad things a lot, like you can make me cry in 20 seconds, which is sometimes very inconvenient, but for the job that I'm in, really handy.
yeah.
But I think what happened is I kind of went away, and do you know, we had a mad year, like 2 years ago we weren't playing outside of Cork, and then we had all these gigs and all this industry, and I went away to all these festivals and I was seeing all these amazing bands. And I started going, oh shit, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be writing like them because they're this and they're way cooler. And I did that for a few months, and every song I wrote was terrible. And I came back and I was like, well, the reason people liked the songs were the way I wrote songs when I was 16.
Yeah, totally.
And why would I ever write songs like anyone else?
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, and I really took me a while to get back to it, where it's like, I've written songs since the first song I ever wrote was a song called It's Not About the Fancy People, and I wrote it when I was 6. with my
That's
dad.
class!
And it's so,
not about the fancy people.
and it was like, here they come in their big tall hats and their big wide skirts, and then it was like, it's not about the fancy people.
like a proletariat.
Yeah.
like a
I think
Marxist 6-year-old.
Yeah, when you look at it back.
Yeah,
But
kill
at the time,
the fucking bush.
I think I was just thinking, and I remember thinking of like Victorian people.
Man, I rate that.
I'm going back to it.
I
I think.
rate that for 6.
That's like the first song I wrote, and then I remember, it's so funny when you read back my diaries, I found one the other day, and I'm 8, and again, I was just always writing songs, I'm 8, and it's so clear that Now 77 had come out, and Dynamite was on it.
Oh, no, sorry.
So
yeah.
I'm 8, and I'm writing these songs that are like, in the club tonight, baby, we're gonna move. I want to see you dancing on the floor. I'm at the piano.
And you've only gotten that from like, I've just heard a lot about it. I've never said fun in the club. I know that people dance there, and it's usually a baby involved.
Just like,
That's unreal.
There's like a full journal full of them.
That's so cool though.
So I think it's just, and I think the best thing about songwriting, and like I'm really, it's my favorite thing in the world, but it's something that really interests me, and I like to read lots of books about it and stuff. Is just like lyrics. I feel like it's just a long journey of trying to get to know yourself more.
Yeah,
and how you
100%.
understand the world.
100%.
And that's what's nice, because then what's nice about music then is like, you find someone else and you go, well, they understand the world in a very similar way that I do. They just have their own style.
Yeah.
And that's what's so nice about music, and that's what's nice that I think, that's why now I'm like, I don't want to try to be like anyone else. I want to just try to be myself.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Like you were saying, any period where I've been like, I need to write a song that sounds like that.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't, since when the new Geese record came out, I couldn't write for like a month.
I know.
Because I was like, it's shit, everything's shit. Because he's like, to be able to say so much with so little, and it's like I think Cameron Winter, of course I've steered it back to Cameron Winter, but like,
I'm equally as
are you
Geese
obsessed?
and
Yeah, it's
Cameron,
all
like,
I can listen to.
can't.
I'm going to see him on Sunday, actually.
I can't get over. I'm also like, I was so obsessed with really country. I was so obsessed with heavy metal. I wrote a song called Heavy Metal and then didn't realise I had a whole bridge that was like, I'm made of heavy metals. And the lads were like, yeah, it's just Cameron Winter on it. And I was like,
And you hadn't heard the song?
no, I had.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
and it just went
just
in
went
and you
in
forgot.
and I completely forgot. I think it was such a, not revolutionary, but it was such a refreshing album that I was like, oh shit, we should just do that. And then I was like, but the same thing, it's like, you can't just do that.
Yeah.
Even though you want to.
And he makes it seem like you just can't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna write like that, because I was like, it just seems so like stream of consciousness, and like, he's able to like, his lyrics. One of the ones I sent you was one of his unreleased ones. If you turn
it
back
was
now,
beautiful.
yeah, it's amazing, and like, it's obvious. I imagine it's a song about some kind of like, someone and their attachment style and how he's feeling smothered.
Yeah.
But he's like, devil will love you to death if you let him. And he's just like, just the way he writes. And I was like, it's not, half the lyrics don't make sense. Like technically, but they make you like, or that other line, like love takes miles. And he's like, love will make you fit it all in the car. Like, why does that make me want to sob? It doesn't, you know what I mean?
It doesn't really, yeah.
Like, for everything that's been written about love, to be like, love will make you fit it all in the car. Like, I feel on the verge of tears saying that line.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, I need to write like that, because I feel like, I was like, I don't want to write in a way that's like laborious anymore, because if it sounds laborious, I just want to like say things. And I don't know. So I was like, it fucked me up for a while.
I also think that thing of like, if you come into a song with the notion of like, well, this song's going to mean this, it can only ever be that.
Totally.
When if you come in and being like, because no song, even My Favorite Monster, that thing, like, it's about that, but it's about 100 different things.
Of course, and you always just go back to those like big themes about whatever is surrounding.
But I'm sure in the same with yourself, like, there's probably like so many other different stories within that, and they're all informed in different parts of your life, and they kind of, you know, they tell your own story.
Yeah, totally. Like I was saying, I find it funny that when I write tunes and you're not thinking about it, and then like I'll often go to write like, I get a kick out of just writing like really stupid songs. Like, and they're just that, like, on my guitar, because like I'm like not a very good guitar player, but I'll just like write these stupid little songs about like falling in love with a horse or whatever, and it's like. And then I remember playing them once for the lads. We were all sitting around, and I was like, for a laugh, I'll play this one. And I was like, fuck, I actually think that was actually
really good.
No, not that it was good, but I was like, there are actually some themes in there. Like, it's like a joke song about having a racehorse, and you love the racehorse, but then you sell the racehorse to a circus, and you really regret it. And I was like, I remember after I played it, I was like, fuck, I think that, and it was a joke.
But
like, you know what I mean? It just comes out of you, like, do you know what I mean?
Man, I just wrote my favourite song of all time this weekend, and it's called Horses and Divorces.
Horses and divorces.
And
that's
the whole
class.
chorus.
I'm writing loads of shit about horses as well.
Do.
What's that about? I feel like Florence and the Machine. Remember she'd always be like, and the horses.
It's just good. I was like, the whole chorus is literally just like, I'm looking into horses and divorces.
Class.
And it just goes on for
Love
like
it.
10 minutes, and I'm just singing horses and divorces.
Deadly.
And ponies and alimonies, and that's just it.
Is that
horses and divorces.
Ponies and alimonies?
Because it's just, someone said it, it's like a bar in New York, and they're like, horses and divorces. I was like, that's the best song title I've ever heard in my entire life. And I just was like, what if that's just a chorus and it's like a 10-minute song of just saying horses and divorces? And some things, like, it means nothing, but it kind of does. You can give it meaning then.
Like, I remember, sorry to keep going back to Cameron Winter, but like on that his tune 100 Horses.
Yeah.
He has that line. There are 100 horses dancing, maybe 124. I remember I heard that and I was like, that's so hard. I was like, it's nonsense, but like, horses and divorces is great.
My favourite Cameron Winter lyric is, I am blind and you are ugly. You're like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, totally.
But it's so good.
You know, like that, there's this, you know, James Baldwin, he's got that quote about like, art, and I'm not suggesting that I'm on this level or I belong to this, but James Baldwin certainly was. He was like, how he thinks that like artists are like what did he call it? I think he called it spiritual archivists. And he was like, because you feel so alone in the world sometimes, and you feel like you're the only one who's ever felt this way.
Yeah.
And then you read a book and you realize that Dostoevsky felt this way 100 years ago.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And so like, if you can even carve out like a little tiny piece of whatever the fuck is being alive,
Yeah.
and then put it in something that's like tangible and real that other people can look at, you've done this. It's like a little bit of archiving. And then, you know, if one other person like he takes that piece of art and goes, yeah, I felt like that before, then it was worth making it.
100%.
It's worth making it anyway if no one hears it. But I mean, like,
yeah, even if it's
that's a huge success if you can
such a
accomplish
nice
that
way
with
to
one.
put it.
You know,
So mad, because it's so true. With like, even I remember I was like, I went to a therapist once about a really hard time in my life, and he was like, have you read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? And I was like, oh, fuck this. And I was like, I'm a philosophy student already, I don't need your fucking books. I was like, fuck off. And then I remember, and I was having a really, basically a friend of mine had passed away young, and I couldn't know how to get through it. And I read the book and I was like, this old man is talking about this hundreds of years ago. And I was like, well, and I didn't feel hopeless for some reason. I was just like, well, it's funny that he could get through it, and then you kind of look for it in other ways.
Totally.
And you just pick every bit along the way, and you get through it.
Because I think it's you, like, I think it's part of growing up maybe, because when you're a kid, you've kind of got this like I know babies, you have this like sense of like, it's nearly like solipsism, where you like you kind of believe that everything is around you.
Yeah.
And then obviously you grow up and you start realizing that everyone's living as complex a life as you are.
Yeah.
And that everyone who's ever lived has felt ugly and lonely and cried and rejected and all those fucking things.
Yeah.
Everyone has felt throughout history. I was about to say, remember that Kamala Harris meme where she was like, it actually goes so hard if people stop laughing about it. You exist. Remember everyone was slagging her? What did she say?
The coconut tree?
You exist, you think you fell out of a coconut tree, you exist in the context of all that you are and all that came before you.
Yeah.
That's so, I was like, I remember one time being like, oh no, Kamala's right. Like.
I thought you were going to say We Did It, Joe, and I was like, how is he
We
going to pull,
Did It, Joe.
pull
We Did It,
meaning
Joe.
from We Did It,
Yeah,
Joe?
I'm not into Joe Biden and Kamala Harris or any fucking American elite politician, but I remember everyone was slagging her for that being like such nonsense. I was like, no,
that's good.
And then like the idea that like your whole consciousness and being does exist within the context. I can't put it any better than Kamala Harris's mom.
It's like that whole thing when you realise your parents are like really actual human beings. And not
Exactly.
just like there to serve you.
Exactly.
And they've
exactly.
had and I really think that takes much longer than most people would like to admit.
Yeah, totally. I think it's slow, and because it's like, or when you just realize, I guess when you get a bit older and you realize that like not every problem can be solved by mom and dad. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like I was so fortunate that a lot of my life I did kind of feel like that. You know what I mean? I think obviously on circumstances, unfortunately, some people are faced with that sooner than others. But
100%,
just to be like, oh fuck, I'm on my own.
It's just me.
You know what I mean?
My teacher doesn't live at school.
My teacher doesn't live in school.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
If you want to, it could be.
Oh my god.
Celery, milk, eggs.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, nope.
No, yeah. Me and Harry wrote like a rap the other day, and it's so bad that I don't even think it's about like Bonnie Blue. I definitely can't. Really.
Please, can we not give her any more airtime, please?
Oh, okay. I wrote. We were in Dublin. It's a city. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. In
The capital. Capital of this fine country.
Some say. And we were outside. Do you know what's that sushi? Takara outside.
Say that again, sorry.
Takara. It's like next to
Is it a pub?
the Academy. It's a sushi place. It's really good. And it's pretty cheap. And it was me and Lokon from Cliffords, and this guy kind of stopped us. And Lokon was wearing a skirt. And he was like, "Are you all right, pal?" And I was like, "Oh, and he's like bright pink hair and a skirt," and I was like, "We're about to get fucking beat the shit out of him." I was like, "Yeah, we're all right. Are you okay?" And he was like, "I don't know if I'm all right because you two look so gorgeous."
on.
And then he just kept talking to us, and then he was clearly, I don't know what was up with him, but he at one point he said, and I wrote it down, "My angels are flying too fast in my head. I hope they get caught for speeding soon."
Fucking hell.
And I was like, that's so good. So I'm trying to write that into a song. And then he said his name was Diablo, and he had his like nails painted, and he was like,
His name was Diablo.
Diablo. Don't know that.
Diablo's not taking his medication, and we love it. It's glass.
And he shouldn't.
He'd shit crack when he's on his medication.
That was it. It was just so funny. I remember just being like so scared that we were going to get hit. And
Yeah.
I was like, you look gorgeous.
You just reminded me of, this isn't technically from my notes app, but it's kind of one that I've kept note of. And I remember being outside smoking, talking to everyone and anyone, and it was mad. It was in the since burned down, Drop Dead Twice on Francis Street. And upstairs there was like a burlesque thing going on. And so this woman is down and she's like 30s, and she was like, I was up at the burlesque thing, and obviously I'm like, that's the most interesting thing I've ever heard. Please tell me more about the burlesque thing and what it means to you and why you're interested in it. Well, she was talking to me, and then she was telling me about her son. She just had a son who was like, no, her son was maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her and she was telling me about her son, and then she sighed, and I was like, what's wrong? And she goes, I just realised that someday my son will probably end up in a place like this with eyes like yours. Because I had these big saucepans for eyes. And I was like, holy shit. And that's just always stuck with me. And I think people just like, I don't think, like, she wasn't trying to sound profound.
But it just was.
It just came out of her, and it was just like, I've tried to write that into stuff, and it always sounds contrived. But
It'll get there though.
Maybe, yeah. I actually did Electric Picnic completely sober when we were playing it there. Like, I didn't have a drink, and it was mad. That was just a totally different experience.
Yeah.
I used to go to Electric Picnic when I was a kid with my dad.
Right.
Obviously, I was sober then,
Yeah.
because I was a child. And I felt like a kid again, because when you're a kid and you're going around this festival, it's so weird doing a festival sober, because people just, as it gets darker, people just start getting wilder and wilder, and their faces get all, you start seeing some crazy heads, and like, it's like, I don't know, it's like Gremlins or something. It's like night comes and everyone's changing, and it was kind of cool, and also a bit like, drunk, if you're sober, drunk and lit people are really annoying, like, do you know what I mean?
I quite like doing, because I think it's a thing that people like don't talk about. I quite like doing things completely sober, and when I'm completely sober, I'm like, no problem to stay out all night long.
Totally.
And like, I get the fear so viciously, like really bad. But because my thing isn't even drinking, my thing is like, no, the night will go on. Something funny will happen, and I have to be there.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally,
And like, if I don't see that funny thing, like, so
it's the end of the world.
So I just have to keep going out and keep going out. So then, like, I did it for a few months where I was just sober. But I was like still happy to just stay out all night, and I felt much better.
Yeah, totally.
But I do love pints.
I'm the only guy who goes out and has like 9 pints of Guinness Zero. Do you know what I mean? I'm like larrying them into me. I'm like, another one! And then we're leaving the pub and I'm like, that's a zero. I was like, oh, I'll have it die hard, like that's how I drink. You know what I mean?
I was like, so someone's like, oh, you should probably, like, you probably save so much money. I'm like, no.
And I was like, I'm gonna fucking lose a lot of weight. I'm gonna lose the fucking budding beer belly, and I'll fucking save a lot of money. No, exactly.
Smashing Guinness Zeros. I'm like, no, let's go to the club.
I know.
Like, let's go out. I was interested in your read more.
Like, on my bucket list for next year, I just want to do more reading, because I used to, like, I fucking ate books when I was a kid, and even when I was like all through being a teenager, like, I used to go out and get locked, and I'd walk home gee-eyed, and but I'd be reading my book. You know what I mean? And like, I always loved it, and it always, like, I'm happiest when I'm romanticizing life and romanticizing everything and
100%.
getting all gushy and stuff, and I think short form content has me in a fucking chokehold, and I'm so sick of it. And so TikTok is gone now. I don't use TikTok, and Instagram I have to have for the band. And also I think that because, like, I was pretty good with the old screen time, because I was like, Instagram doesn't have me. I'm not interested in how my personal account is doing. It just didn't excite me. But now that it's like, I have Instagram, and there's numbers and statistics that are directly linked to my childhood dream. You know what I mean? It's got me in such a dopamine loop where I'm like, new follower, who commented, and
they love me.
Yeah, exactly. And then so I'll delete Instagram, and then I'm watching like I'm like lying down, or I'll be like trying to get ready for bed, and I just have my trousers down around my ankles and my boots still on, and I'm watching like YouTube shorts of like Shawshank Redemption clips with like Mandarin subtitles.
You don't understand how much, because I've
Like
deleted.
follow for part 9, you know?
I've watched all a house on YouTube Shorts now, and like because I deleted all social media, and I had it deleted, and I was like, well, I'm
did the
great.
same.
I was like, I'm unbelievable. I'm great, and then I'm on Safari YouTube on YouTube Shorts, and because of that, there's no fucking algorithm. So I'm like, oh yeah, I want to watch more house clips.
Yeah.
And it's just because.
Have you ever watched the actual house show?
No, just on Shorts.
Mate, every episode is the same. Every episode, because I was like, oh, this is good, and I really like Hugh Laurie, but it's so funny because he's like in the hospital, he's like the avant-garde genius doctor, and they're like, this woman has come in, she's really sick, and they're like, who's gonna save the day? It's like, I bet you I know who's gonna save the day. He saved it in all the other 100 episodes, and they're all like, you're a genius. Damn it, you're a genius. You have an album on the way, sorry. Yes?
No.
No?
Well, not really. I have to write it.
Okay.
But now that I've written Horses and Divorces, I'm a happy girl.
How do you feel about like approaching an album? Do you like? Will you be very conscious of like if the album's going to be centered around this, or are you just going to write the songs and let the album be what it ends up as? Do you know what I mean? Are you going to write around the concept of an album, or are you just going to write and put them on?
I don't know. I think it's that thing is. Because I love concept albums and I love having that where it's the whole thing and you've the whole world. But I thought about doing it for a while. But I think it's that same thing of if you write a song, if you start with a blank page and you say the song's going to be this, it's only ever going to be that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just trying, and we're writing it. It's not going to be done for a while, and I really don't want to rush it. But it's something that like, I just want to write really good songs that I like, and once I have the body of work that I really like, I assume they are going to be all the same theme because it's going to be about my life. And,
Yeah.
you know, I can only write about so many themes, I suppose. And I think that's going to be nice, but I think that's what I'm just trying to do is just, it's like I had for so long this like pressure of like, especially a debut album, like it's fucking terrifying.
Totally.
Because people have told me before, which I actually really disagree with, and I love, my favourite thing is this notion of failure in art. I think it's really beautiful. You really have to lean into failure and be okay with failure.
Yeah, fail better.
Fail better, yeah. And this whole thing of like not kind of judging yourself for trying to not be cringe or not be whatever.
Yeah.
It's if you go in with that feeling, you're never going to be yourself.
Totally.
And then I think that thing of like, oh, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck up your debut album. I'm like Radiohead fucked up their debut. Like, you know, all these
Totally.
loads. But I think it's a big thing now in the industry where like everything has to be that. I think they're really afraid of dead air and everything not just going like up.
Yes, yeah, totally.
And things being an actual journey in the way that artists actually do.
Yeah.
That maybe they write bad songs sometimes, or maybe they write good songs sometimes.
Yeah.
That not saying our album's gonna be bad, but like I just don't want to like put pressure on it to be
Cliffords have an album on the way, and Iona Lynch has assured us it's fucking shit.
fucking terrible. But like, yeah, I don't want to put too much pressure on it, and I just want it to be something that I like, because that's always been the way. There's songs like there's certain songs that we've released that like aren't my favorite, but other people like. But the ones that I have always loved the most is the ones that people will always come up and talk to me about.
Yes.
Even if it's not the most popular song.
Yeah, totally.
It's the one that people like want to speak about, which I really like. But yeah, I think it'll take a while, but I'm really looking forward to the process, and I think it's just like a long learning curve of like everything changing and trying not to let any outward sources affect us as a band and me as a person, which is very tough to do. And even that thing of like, getting that done, because I am a fucking massive attention whore. I love it.
That's why we do this,
It's
man.
why we do it. I love it. Like, and
I'll fucking juggle, I'll fucking dance. I don't. As long as you're looking at me, I'm cool.
Me.
Yeah, totally.
I say this. Like, I shouldn't tell people this. So I said this before to someone, and they were like, "Yeah, don't tell people that."
Cool. Well, we're recording now, so let's go.
Right now, but you know that song? I was like a musical theatre kid, fully.
Really? Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, I guess I
jazz
can see that. I
hands,
can see that.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, but you know that song? Everybody loves a winner, but nobody
Yeah.
loves me. My like genuine fantasy that I have like every year is that I like rent a venue, and I just sing that song with like a massive jazz band, and I'm in like the most beautiful gown you've ever seen.
Yeah,
And I'm smoking on stage, and I've got a glass of wine, and I do it for like 20 minutes. And I've thought about that, and I said it to my friend, and she was like, "Don't
Mate,
tell people
I
that."
do the exact same thing all the time, and I do it with different tunes. Sometimes I do. What's that tune by? Is it the Goo Goo Dolls? You know that performance when he's in the rain, and I give up forever to kiss you, and I'm like, that's fucking me, and it's like the lamest. Or I honestly always think about doing like that. My Way, Frank Sinatra. I was like,
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, and it's my last show. It's my last show, and maybe I'm not well, and I'm gonna old, and I'm like a legend, and I'm doing this, and like I'm crying, and there's roses at my feet. I totally agree with
like-
that. I do that shit all the
Or
time.
like consistently, if I get home, like close the door, I'm really drunk. But you're kind of drunk enough that you're like,
Do you
kind of,
perform at the mirror?
oh yeah, but I have headphones on, and I'm doing a full dance routine because I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I went back to my roots as a dancer as a child, and everyone was like, oh, I never knew she did ballet.
Man, I've
and
never-
I do it for, and I'll stay up for 3 extra hours.
See, you were vulnerable, and then we just bridged a big gap there because I feel really seen. I'm absolutely like that. It's so uncool.
It's
Because you want to
so
be like,
uncool.
but actually, and I want to make this point because I make this point fucking all the time. But one of my biggest and women are just less guilty of it, I think, with music. But you certainly aren't guilty of it. Like this, like maudlin, soppy frontman. That seems to now be the norm. Not the norm. Loads of great frontmen, but like. You see so many bands, and it's like some, good-looking lad who looks like he
Yeah.
doesn't want to be there. It's like, I know you care. You're
I
doing this, man.
hate it.
Like, fucking dance. Put on a show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People are here for a show, and they've given up their Friday night. Thanks.
I don't
Fuck
get
you,
me
like, so annoying.
started.
And it's like, I think cool is the most overrated.
It's the worst.
I think cool is the most overrated thing, and there's the quickest way to look back and be like, oh, that was so cringe, is when you're people trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Because there's like, just don't worry about it, and then you probably will be cool. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's the most over fucking hyped idea ever, and I've never loved anyone for being cool.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
That's so true. I get ratings. I talk about like I did politics in college, and my dissertation was about women in Irish music, and like why aren't Irish female artists played on the radio, Irish non-binary artists played on the radio. And what I've kind of gotten a lot of the time with even reactions from people is they're like, you're a performer, you're this and you're that, and I'm like, yeah. And they have this kind of expectation of, I really hate when they like bands who kind of just do that fucking thing and they can't sing. And I'm like, people, I know we'll talk about what bands we're talking about later. People give a lot of merit to like men playing guitar as being these amazing artists, but it's kind of a given that a woman should be able to sing.
You totally.
I've
Men get away with crazy vocal fucking performances. And also these guys who act like I'm an artist and I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders. It's like everyone has the weight of the world on their shoulders because being alive is fucking shit.
Go for a
You know what I
walk.
mean? Huh?
Go for a
walk. Download a fucking mindfulness app like the rest of us, you dickhead. Pay for the gift, cancel it before they fucking charge you. Do the fucking guided meditation.
Get stuck on it for
Go
6
for a walk,
months later.
have a wank, and you'll be fine.
You'll be
Have a
grand.
pint.
Have
You know
a
what I mean?
pint.
Go out, have a pint, get your hole, you'll be grand.
I've had this theory going on for years, and I've said it to. It's so bad because it's a consistent thing with me. I'll be like drunk in a pub, and I'll spot like a man in a band, and I'll be like, "What do you think of this? Now, come here." I'll be like, "Why is there no bad female singers?" I'm like, "Try and name me a woman who can't sing."
Yeah.
And my theory is this: that like girls get into like drama or theatre or music when they're children, and if they can't sing or they can't do it really well, they're torn off the stage immediately and they're told that they're not meant to be there. If you give a boy a guitar when he's 15, he's fucking God. And everyone in school thinks he's fucking God and they love him. And then, so he gets the confidence to become God and become the cool kid who can't sing, who's on that stage and is just going like, oh, thanks. But so, and from that, you get unique voices. You get David Byrne, you get Bob Dylan, you get voices that you're like, well, they can't really sing, but they have something that make me feel something.
Yeah.
But the girls never gotten to that point to be on that stage. So we never get to hear that unique female voice. It's like, I don't know almost any, I think it's coming up now, but any female vocalist who baseline isn't a talented singer. It just doesn't really happen.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone. I can't think
Someone
of anyone. I
said
think of
we
so
need-
many men with like technically no singing ability
but
that
they
I
still
love.
that you love.
Yeah,
and I think it's such a
Like Tom Waits.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying,
Tom
you know what I mean?
Waits, but it's such a hard. I think it's such a disappointing thing that happens, and there's definitely other reasons that it happens, and I think it's a big thing to like have. That's why like I really love having female support acts or like like as many female and non-binary bands. And like giving them the platform, because like if you don't see yourself on that stage, you're never going to get up on that stage.
And because you know what, like Aaron Barker, our manager, has been such a great insight, has given me such a great insight into that, or just made me so much more aware of it, of like, she will immediately, if she sees the lineup, she's like, oh my God, that is so male heavy.
Yeah.
And I don't think about it because I'm in the privileged position where I don't have to think about it.
Exactly.
Well, like, you know, without, you kind of have to learn to think about it. Because when you benefit from it, there's no reason for it to raise alarm bells in your head.
But someone
Sorry,
said,
there is a reason. We're in fucking sharky waters here, aren't we? Fucking minefield here. But I mean, like, it's easier to ignore it because you're not being affected.
Well, someone said to me recently, do you not feel that all female lineups are patronising? And a man said that to me, and I said, I do not have the privilege to be patronised to. I was like, that is not something that I think about. I was like, I will one day think that it is patronising, but right now there's not enough diversity for me to think, God, don't book us for your show, because we need, like, you see Irish bands going on tour with 10 support acts and they're all men. Cough, cough, inhaler.
But you know, like, yeah, let's go. Okay, fuck you and your dad. No, sorry. Actually, fuck Bono. Put that on the record.
Yeah.
Oh my God, fuck Bono
that.
so bad.
But
It's
a
totally.
nice thing
It's
to,
because
like,
also men like to. Let me just interrupt you while we're
Tell
talking
me.
about women's rights.
And tell me
I'll
how
explain, Iona. Listen here. But like, I think men gravitate towards creating boys' clubs. Like, people, they fucking like it. It's like yearning for the gentleman's club or whatever. Like, and if they just, because then their behaviours and outlooks can go maybe a bit more unchallenged. Do you know what I mean? But not me. I'm perfect. Obviously.
Well, I've said this before, because again, every time I get drunk, it's just because it's something I have to talk about, because it's my life, it's my experience. And I think that a lot of things that men in bands don't get is like the sexism we're talking about isn't always like assault or
The
something.
difference between sexism and misogyny.
It's very subtle a lot of the time.
You can love women and still be sexist.
It's still be sexist.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But I think what I've said is like every person that I talk to, like I've no shame in talking to men bands about it, because someone's like said to me once like, oh, maybe you shouldn't be so that. And I'm like, no, because like the bands that I know, like I've talked to girls about it, they're so, because like they have no bad opinions about it because they aren't sexist or misogynist, and because they know. Or like talking to Ye, like I don't feel like when I've hung out with Ye or other bands, there's certain bands that I don't feel like it's the boys club mentality because it's the right attitude. But if you don't keep talking about it, the ones that are like, oh, do you not think that it's a bit of a problematic opinion, or that like maybe we just didn't mean that, they're the ones you have to question and be like, well, why do you think that? And I'm much more up for being disliked than not making my point, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know? But it is just like, yeah, it's interesting, and it's something I've talked about. And like when I remember I did my dissertation on it, and I like put out a survey, and all these lads came back in bands, and they're like, I just never thought about it before, and I thought that was interesting.
Once I was alerted to it, you're like, holy shit, this is rampant. You see it everywhere. You know what I mean? Underrepresentation in lineups. So we have an EP. Me and the lads have an EP out on the 23rd of January. Stream it. Or maybe buy a t-shirt so we can eat our dinner. Buy our dinner.
Or a Madra Salach skirt.
Absolutely,
That
Look
I
at this.
prepared earlier.
Shameless flogging here.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll be playing everywhere. I'm sure we'll have more songs out. We just released Five Nights in Croker. We just released Marsh. Marsh is a really cool song. I like it a lot. It's fun. I wrote it after working in a shop January last year, and they played Christmas songs. They had 10 Christmas songs in the playlist, and they just played on repeat. And I used to work for like every day, and they did the same song, and I just went so mentally insane that I was like, I'm in a marsh and I'm so sad and I can't go back to the shop because they're gonna. And it was Meghan Trainor's fucking Christmas. It wasn't even like fairy tale.
We're making a lot of enemies here, I've caused, but yeah.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Big ups Meghan Trainor. All about that bass as a tramp stop in cursive. Fuck it.